Hello all and welcome to our home. I have my wife here with me today. We're going to do a little bit of a life update and then go into a little bit of other stuff later on. So, I have been working on disc golf a lot this year. Been trying to put out more and more videos on YouTube and then preparing for more later on, more stuff like this with her, and trying to and just grow our channel and our little business. So together we have started a business for our other hobbies, which would be my woodworking and her crocheting. And we got a little spot at a local store here in Bellefontaine called The Nest. And we're really excited about this little spot that we have. We're hoping that it does really well and we can grow from there and just make it work out if God wills for it to work out. So some of my other stuff that I'm working on is I'm still doing martial arts. A different part, I'm teaching and being taught. And we hope to eventually, if you watched our last video, I believe we talked about our camp a little bit, our eventual goals and dreams, that we incorporate into that martial arts and disc golf and woodworking and crocheting and photography, right? Maybe.
Wow.
if you get good enough to teach it.
I don't know about teach it, maybe like marketing or something.
Marketing, yeah. So that's what I've been up to, a little bit of what she's been up to. Do you want to say anything about what you've been up to? What other stuff?
Being mom. It's been about a year since we've done a video together, which was our bad. That was not our intention, but yeah, Nehemiah's about a year older and he's 2, so he's learning new things every day and I love it. A lot of people say, oh, they get into everything and they want to learn about everything, and I love that, and I like taking that opportunity to teach Nehemiah a lot of different things all the time. And
he does like to look in everything, that's for sure.
Yep. Let's see, what else? Anything else? Yeah, I'm still doing my photography. Lord willing, that keeps growing. Gotten 1 wedding booked for this year, and I've done 3 different sessions so far. I have another session not like nailed down, but one for the summer. So I've got a few things lined up there.
And she does something special with her photography. I don't remember if we talked about this before or not, but she does it kind of as ministry. So we have an at cost for any shoots outside of Bellefontaine that she does. Basically, cost of gas is what we ask for, and then for weddings, there's a base fee just to cover her costs and not really make any money on it. So it really is a ministry, and then anything above that is just a thank you, basically a tip.
Blesses us.
It blesses us. It's a blessing to us, and that's just, if you want to give, then we're happy to, and she's happy to accept it. But if not, then that's what it is. It's to bless people. And
yeah, understanding that not everybody can afford good photos. A lot of people just use their phones anymore because they can't afford a photographer, and I'd like to be able to provide, another option.
Yeah. So you have crocheting that you're doing. Do you have anything else you're doing? Nehemiah?
Photography, homemaking. We moved. We're now in an actual house and not a little apartment, so homemaking is a lot more responsibility of just keeping the place clean, keep up with like all the upkeep and everything. It's all hardwood floors everywhere, so lots of sweeping. Yeah, so that's more responsibility, that's for sure. But it's good. It's good responsibility.
Yeah. So, some of the other things on the other side of our life that we're working on with, not the other side, but that goes into all of our life, is our relationships, and our relationship with God, and what we're doing ministry-wise. We already talked about a little bit of ministry with her photography. We have it on our hearts that you're supposed to do life together as Christians. And so we do that as much as possible. We reach out, we talk to people, our friends and just other people whenever the need arises. We go to a home church on Sunday nights. I know that's surprising to a lot of people. You go on Sunday night. It's crazy, but that's when it is. We share a meal with them every Sunday night. We have friends and acquaintances over to our home as much as possible. And I also try to do the YouTube videos, and then we talk about our Bible studies.
You have some nice ongoing conversations through, like, via your YouTube videos and such, like people that are having ongoing conversations with you in regards to them and such. So that's really cool. Yeah.
So going into that a little bit more, what have you been learning in your Bible studies?
Well, been just kind of going through the Bible chronologically as it's written. And I'm getting ready to go into Isaiah, which means I just finished Song of Solomon. And I think the number one thing I learned from there, which that's a fun book, was that I thought it was really interesting, and never noticed this before, how much like the love between a husband and a wife is related to like siblings, and not in a weird way.
That's
because
good. It could be very weird.
It's the sense of family that you have with your spouse that is unique to having family. Like being there all the time, having that history, doing life together, you know, your daily schedules are working together. You get to see them every day. You're going to sleep in the same house with them. And
you don't do that with your friends?
I mean, I did occasionally. But yeah.
That was back before we were married. She did that a lot.
Yeah, lots of sleepovers. But in essentially just like that kind of, I don't know, it's a different level of almost intimacy, but just like a family kind of bond and love that you don't have with just friends. Because just life is together all the time. And I thought that was cool. I'm like, that's like the only way I've heard it related to a sibling in a form that was like actually like understandable and made sense and was it was neat. It was cool.
Yeah. Cool. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
For me, if you've been following along with the YouTube channel, you know at least half of what I've been learning. But outside of that, I normally do a reading on my way to work. Well, I listen to it. I don't read a book on my way to work, but I listen to some on my way to work. And I've been working my way through the Bible and kind of skipping around because I make searches on my phone, and you know how phones are, and then you stay in that book and then wind up listening through random books of the Bible instead of reading straight through it. But just a lot of good, for me, it's a lot of good contextual, bringing stuff into the lessons that I'm teaching on YouTube, and also just learning who God is, how he works, what his like overall goals are explained by Jesus when I've accidentally read through Luke a couple times, you know, and Corinthians, and also been reading through Hebrews. So God's love, what Jesus said when he was here, and yeah, it's hard to explain the whole picture that I've been getting lately. I haven't quite put it into words myself yet, but it's been really interesting to get that scope of things. What we've been doing together for chapel, we've been going through a book called The War of Words by David Paul Tripp, or Paul David Tripp. I always get it mixed up.
I just call him Paul Tripp.
Paul Tripp. Yeah, I always get it mixed up because somebody made a joke about switching his names up, and now I can't remember which way it goes. So The War of Words, and it's all about where our words come from, like coming from our heart, coming from our deepest inside, and how our words have two functions: they either build somebody up or ourselves up, or they tear somebody down, or ourselves if you're constantly downing yourself or having pride and constantly building yourself up in the wrong ways, right? And then diving deeper into that concept of where do words come from, who do our words serve? Do they serve God or the enemy? Do they serve to help? Do they serve to destroy? Where does not speaking come into play? Because not speaking words also says a lot, depending upon how your body language is, what you're doing in that time. And he just breaks it down very deeply. We're getting into the end of the book now, where it's more into application, like asking ourselves the harder questions. Like this last week was, is confrontation okay? Is it biblical? And going through the verses and talking about what the Bible says about it and how it's done wrong, how it's done appropriately, and what a lot of people, not everybody, but what a lot of people need to change and grow, and then you have to evaluate yourself. And
probably like the biggest thing I've appreciated about the book so far is I always learn by examples. Like if someone tells me like a concept, I'm like, okay, I need an example of that. And he does a really good job of giving a lot of stories and examples for the application of the concept he's teaching on. And that really helps me, and I really appreciate that, because a lot of the examples he gives too of like scenarios of this happens and that happens, and it's very relatable. It's not this obscure kind of story that he's giving. It's a very believable one. It's a very common one, very common situations where communication fails a lot, and it has a lot to do with going back to your heart and who's your idol then, basically. So I think in the end, like 10 out of 10, we highly recommend
yes,
the book.
If you're looking for a new devotional, a new book to learn something about, we would both highly recommend The War of Words.
I can't say that we've like 110% agreed with every single thing we've read from the book.
Yeah.
But like dealing specifically with communication, we have agreed with.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. But so yeah, that's where we've been at. That's where we're going. That's what we're learning. Please let us know if you want to see anything specific from both of us. If you want to see her just more on the daily, or not daily, but weekly. Daily, that'd be a huge commitment.
Yeah.
Weekly Bible videos, Bible study videos, or if you just want her to be more like on some different specials, and we talk about just specific topics, anywhere from communication to life to couples to, whatever. We'll give it the best shot we know. We can't say we know everything, because we definitely don't. But looking for your guys' feedback, and we're also going to come up with some ideas
An idea that I had just had a little bit ago before this video was, I guess I can throw this out there for anybody. Would you guys be interested in a Q&A video where you guys ask questions and then we do a video of us reading the questions and answering them as best as we can? Could be about literally anything,
Yeah.
as long as it's not inappropriate.
Yeah.
Thoughts? Would you guys enjoy that?
Yeah. Okay. Well, we thank you very much. I know this is a little bit longer than my normal videos, but I had a second person, so we had to add some extra time in. Thank you very much, and have a good day.